We're going to bring in a big guest right now. We have Congressman Devin Nunes, House Intel Committee ranking member and author of the upcoming book, Countdown to Socialism. Congressman, welcome to the show. As always, great to have you here, and looks like a great book right there. So we've seen President Trump and Joe Biden trading jabs about who would be the best person to lead right now, particularly on the issue of law and order. Let's take a listen, and then we'll get your reaction to what they both said.
The entire summer, Biden was silent as far-left rioters viciously attacked law enforcement in Democrat-run cities all, burned down businesses, terrorized civilians, and just recently marched through the streets chanting, "Death to America." This is what we have, death to America.
Well, the president's made great strides with his law and order strides here. That boy, after his convention, he really made inroads. He hasn't. Not at all. No, I'm not serious. I mean, it should give you a little bit of confidence in the American people.
Very different approach. Your thoughts, Congressman?
Well, that was a little odd this morning to listen to former Vice President Biden. Is he whispering through that mask? I can't really tell. But I am glad to be with you this morning. I don't have a view of the Statue of Liberty or of cranes, but I do have a great view of my living room out here in California early in the morning. But it's great to be with you. Look, it was nice to see Biden get out of his basement finally. Yeah. And if you go back, the president has been talking very specifically about law and order. And I would call people back to July 3rd. The mainstream media tried to ignore this. This is when we were in the midst of rioting, looting, burning. Remember, we had a new country that was developed in the middle of Seattle. The Portland rioting was just starting. They were tearing down statues all over this country. The president went to Mount Rushmore and said, "This is not the America," I'm paraphrasing, "this is not the America that we need to live in," and called for the Democrats to come out and say, "This is wrong." And if you notice, how do the Democrats respond to this Antifa, BLM, et cetera nonsense? You never hear them say anything about Antifa other than, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, it doesn't exist." Well, look, finally, one of these guys went and shot a Trump supporter, which this was going to happen. It was bound to happen. Murdered him in cold blood. And I think there are other people involved in that. And luckily, law enforcement finally ran into and was able to kill that Antifa member. Hopefully more of these people are going to be brought to justice. But I can tell you that at least Biden is out of the basement, even if he is whispering.
Yeah, he makes some of his best points with his back turned to the camera. It's an odd tick of his. But Congressman, I got to get your take on, you're a lawmaker. Your job is to craft the laws in our nation. And we've seen municipalities go above and beyond that with mandates of shutdowns and masks. Well, one of your fellow lawmakers seems to not like to actually follow the laws that she tells everyone else to follow, or wear the mask that she tells everyone else to wear, and was caught on videotape. Now, Nancy Pelosi says it was a setup, that this owner was out for her to begin from the beginning. Well, Donald Trump, our president, had a chance to weigh in on this yesterday as well. Here's what he said.
I watched Nancy Pelosi. "You must wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. And we're going to keep every beauty salon closed in California and all over the country." And then I see a picture. I say, "Nancy Pelosi, well, where's her mask?" She said, "I was set up. I was set up." If she was set up, then she shouldn't be leading the House of Representatives. I want the salon owner to lead the House of Representatives. As soon as I heard, she said, "Well, she set me up." Nancy, you're not supposed to get set up. You're representing our country. She should have said, "I made a mistake. Sorry."
Well, Congressman, was it a setup, or is it all part of a sham that ultimately she knows maybe she should be able to make decisions for herself? We should respect people enough to do that. Yet she virtue signals to everyone else, "Keep your mask on, keep your businesses closed." But deep down, like everybody else, she knows we're free people that should be able to make choices. Instead, she's just a hypocrite.
So this is a real scandal. This is what I would call SalonGate. If you've noticed, if you go back for all these 6 months, I've been with her a few times. Her hair is perfect. So I'm not exactly sure how she was getting her hair done, but for sure she was getting her hair done. But let me also take people back to when President Trump made the very difficult decision to ban air flights coming in from China. The Speaker of the House was very critical. They went out and said that he was racist, that he was against Asian people. It's a common theme. But also remember, she went down to Chinatown after that and said, everybody come out. Everybody come out, come down to no mask, no social distancing. So that was kind of the beginning of SalonGate. But also you have to remember, there was no mask. She would wear these like designer phony masks. And I always tell people, if you're going to wear a mask, you really need to wear an N95 mask. Just wearing a cloth like you're a cowboy or something, or some kind of scarf, that's really, it may look nice, or you may think it looks nice, but it doesn't do anything. It's not like wearing an N95 mask would do. So I don't know how she was getting her hair done all these months, but finally I think a salon owner said, look, I've had enough of it, and look, we need a real investigation. And, Pete, I'm sure you can call your friend Robert Mueller. I hear that he's looking for work now. He runs great investigations, I hear.
So you're suggesting that she has been breaking the rules for the last 6 months, but just got caught on Monday, right?
It has to be, Steve. There's no other possibility. I mean, her hair is perfect. Look, she's a nice, looking lady. Her hair's perfect, but how has she been getting her hair done? I know I had to go like 2 months without getting my hair done. And eventually, everybody had to start doing these black market haircuts, where you had to sneak around or you had to cut your hair yourself.
Right.
I don't know how she got her hair cut.
Well, I was watching YouTube videos. I cut my own hair with a $12 pair of scissors from Amazon, and I looked great in the front. The back was a little scary. Congressman, got to ask you about, you're out in California. One of the big California firms is Facebook. They've taken a lot of heat because of disinformation, critics say, from the 2016 election. And so they have made some changes. And starting this year, coming up 1 week before the election, Facebook will prohibit new political ads from running. If they're already running them, they'll be able to continue them. And the suggestion is when there is disinformation running rampant, they will depend on content moderation teams to decide, whether or not they should label it. Now, whose side do you think these content moderation teams are going to be on? Would they be on Joe Biden's side? Would they be on Donald Trump's side? Or would they be right down the middle?
Well, look, this is a very serious issue, and this is why I wrote the book that I wrote, is to make sure people understand this. It's not just that the media is so biased. It's also now, it's the social media companies that control how we receive our information. And I've been saying this for a while, that the social media companies, these tech oligarchs, I mean, they really are. These are multi-billionaires that are either left-wing or they're run by left-wing activists. But for sure, all the new woke people, they're the ones that are going to be these content moderators. So this is, once again, censorship, because sometimes the only way we can get our message across as Republicans is by buying our way on. We have to pay to get our advertising onto Facebook, because I can tell you, if you put something on Facebook that the Facebook moderators don't like, it gets taken down from all these social media companies. So Republican content will be taken down in the last 7 days, what they will call disinformation. But truly what they're providing is a disinformation funnel flow right to our phones. And it really is going to help sway the election. They're doing everything that they possibly can. And I believe that the RNC or the Trump campaign should bring a lawsuit against Facebook, because this is going to put us at a tremendous disadvantage, I believe.
It sounds like the DOJ is going to go after Google. Maybe they'll go after Facebook as well. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us from your location. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Have a good Labor Day weekend. Thanks for having me.
And there is the book, Countdown to Socialism.